Good morning, everyone. I think we're live. Coming to you now. There's always a delay because I don't know if it's my computer or this or the website or what, but sorry if I started a little bit late there. Start getting people to sign on here. I hope you're having a happy Monday. Hope you got a case of the happy Mondays. Office Space quote there or reference there. Don't see anybody signed on yet. Hopefully soon it'll start showing me. If you're here, send me a message. Say hi. Say whatever you want. I'm not going to tell you what you have to say, but this is our Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Coffee with a Pastor, what I call CWAP, because I'm in the military and we make acronyms out of everything. So this is CWAP. It probably drives Fran and Aurelia crazy that I tend to do that with stuff. Anyone here yet? Maybe it's just slow showing me. Let me log in on my phone and see. Let me see here. There's my message in a bottle going out. Is anybody there? My phone says 4 people are on. Got a few things going on to show you this morning. First, I got on my No Exceptions t-shirt. It's getting a little worn out. I wore it when we went to Mexico and we did the work day there, and it's getting a little worn out, but I still love it. It's probably my favorite t-shirt. I wore it, I wore it to this bar Heather took me to, I don't know, 6 months ago or something. And we were just sitting out listening to some music, and some guy just walked by and looked at my shirt and pointed at me and winked. I was like, yeah, man, it's an awesome shirt. Thanks. This is one we should send back to printing and get another round of these, I think. Hey, Naomi. Hey, everybody. Still, let's see who all. It's like, yeah, man, it's an awesome shirt. Thanks. Looks like the Browns are here. So let me. I don't want to take up too much of your time this morning. So let me just offer a little reflection. We're in the Easter season officially. We're officially there. It's like Christmas, right? Christmas isn't just one day. There's a Christmas season. Same thing with Easter. We're in an Easter season right now, or a resurrection season is how I like to think about it. I wanted to read this quote from Pete Rollins, theologian. You might have heard or read some of his stuff, but let me share this with you. He wrote, "Without equivocation or hesitation, I fully and completely admit that I deny the resurrection of Christ." Something big for a theologian to say. He denies the resurrection of Jesus. This also is my public denial of the resurrection of Jesus. I hope this doesn't come back to haunt me someday. He continues, stick with me. He says, "This is something that anyone who knows me could tell you, and I'm not afraid to say it publicly. And me neither, Pete. I'm with you, brother. No matter what some people may think. I deny the resurrection of Christ every time I do not serve at the feet of the oppressed. Each day that I turn my back on the poor, I deny the resurrection of Christ when I close my ears to the cries of the downtrodden and lend my support to an unjust and corrupt system. I deny the resurrection of Christ. However," he continues, "there are moments when I affirm that resurrection, few and far between as they are. I affirm it when I stand up for those who are forced to live on their knees, when I speak for those who have had their tongues torn out, when I cry for those who have no more tears left to shed. These are the moments when I affirm the resurrection." I've always loved that quote by Pete Rollins. Always thought it was pretty honest, insightful, and so I took a little liberty with it this morning and wrote my own. And Let me read it for you. That's me. Let me read you my own version. This is a stream of consciousness thoughts. It's not perfect. It's not done. But here's what I wrote. Without equivocation or hesitation, I fully and completely admit that I, Matthew Hanzelka, deny the resurrection of Jesus. This is something that anyone who knows me could tell you. And I'm not afraid to say it publicly, no matter what some people may think. I deny the resurrection of Christ every time I choose convenience and throw away culture over care for creation. Each day that I pretend I live an isolated life and that my choices and actions do not impact those around me. I deny the resurrection of Christ when I ignore that I always have some power and responsibility to work for the shalom and peace with a capital P and the fullness of life for myself and others around me, no matter the situation. I deny the resurrection when I give up on the power of love with a capital L, which is a shorthand way to say God, which is to say, I give up on the power that sowing life into myself and others will reap a reward of life in them, that the fire of life spread into others will beget the fire of life, even if I can't see it. I deny the resurrection when I decide that I just want to give up. I just want to stop caring. I just want to buy an RV and leave everything behind and go live in a national park or on a ridge overlooking the Smoky Mountains in western North Carolina and act like I'm the only person on earth. These are the times I deny the resurrection. Sorry, that one was strangely specific. I deny the resurrection of Jesus when I stop hoping that the moral arc of the universe does indeed bend toward justice and that we are generally moving in that direction. I deny the resurrection when I reject what responsibility I have in a system, like my family system, or my home, or my work group, knowing that others will pick up my slack because they are caring people, or they have to do so because I outrank them, or because the world has generally been constructed to allow men to get away with all kinds of crazy, ridiculous behaviors. These are times that I deny the resurrection. I deny it when I forget that what I do is infinitely more important than what I say and believe. I deny the resurrection of Jesus today, here, now, in this moment, when I act as if God is not today, here, now, in this moment, calling, wooing, nudging me toward the fullness of life amidst all the very real, even if it's just in my own head, problems with this world. I deny the resurrection every time I think that my status is my selfhood. My cars communicate my worth. My clothes communicate my character. My dollars are my dignity. God, call me out of this tomb of death and darkness. But sometimes I affirm the resurrection of Jesus. I affirm the resurrection every morning that I get out of bed, and so do you. I affirm the resurrection every time someone in my life needs help, and even though I get a little pissed inside and I think, I don't have freaking time for this right now, I take a breath and I say, okay, what's up? I affirm the resurrection every time I opt out of unjust systems, domination systems, oppression systems, wherever and whenever such systems do their God pretending. I affirm the resurrection of Jesus every time I create, whether it's a solution to a small, seemingly insignificant problem, whether it's a process improvement at work or at home, whether it's a piece of artwork, whether it's a balanced pile of rocks, whether it's a new meal for somebody or myself. These are times I affirm the resurrection of Jesus when I create. I affirm the resurrection every time I comb my hair and mow my grass, thinking back to God speaking order to chaos in primordial creation. I affirm the resurrection every time I look at the mess of hair on my head and say, this is me today in all my splendor. I affirm the resurrection of Jesus every time I'm able to still my nerves for one more second and hold my glance at something or someone that scares me because I am more than merely a reptile driven by fear and pleasure. I am Imago Dei. I am the sun's corona, glorious, magnificent, radiating both light and heat, so watch out. I affirm the resurrection every time I invite you into conversation, into creativity, into ownership of your own resurrection, which I do right now, in this moment, asking, how do you practice resurrection? Or how do you own your denial of resurrection? I invite you, friends, to tell me how you do that. That's an invitation for you right now. How do you deny it in your own life, in your own context? How do you own your resurrection? How do you practice resurrection as well in your own life, in your own home, whatever it may be? Share with us. Share with this community of resurrection practice. I have said it many times. We are not first a community of belief. We are not first a community of dogma. We are not first a community of theology. We are first a community of practice. That's what we are. That's what we're doing in this world. So share it with me. Share it with us all. I hope you have a fantastic day. Love you all. I'm seeing a few comments over here. It's just good to connect with y'all. We are affirming the resurrection as we choose to connect. In spite of all the difficulties, we do it anyway. And that's one of the ways we practice resurrection. So love you guys. Have a great Monday. Talk to you soon. Bye. If I can end this video, let's see. It won't let me. Let me see. There we go.